Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and probably the last time I'm actually going to be filming in this space before we move into my new space with my new background. You will see some other videos, some videos over the next week or so filmed in this space, but they will have been pre-recorded while I just get everything ready and move everything, so it's all ready for you guys and the big reveal. So that video will be up showing you my new space and giving you a tour of my beauty room real soon. But today is not about that. It's about the new Natasha Denona concealer. This is the Transfix Matte Concealer. And FYI, I know my nails in utter state, so you don't need to tell me. Back to the concealer. So I would love to give you all of the info on this concealer, but something weird has happened. So I bought this from Cult Beauty, where are we? On Wednesday, I think, which would have been the 27th of March. Oh, I've already lied to you. The 26th of March I bought this. The 26th of March it popped up on Cult Beauty and I immediately purchased it. It was through my door. What day is it today? Friday, a few days later. It had all the shades, all the info. I popped it in my basket. I was very excited to try it. And then it arrived today as Friday. I went onto Cult Beauty to look up all the information to put it in this video for you, and it has gone. Straight up gone off the website, and not in a way like it's sold out, because when I click on the link from my order, it actually comes up and saying, you know, this page is not available. And normally on Cult Beauty, if something's out of stock, it will just say it's out of stock. And to be honest, it would be very unlikely that every shade would have sold out within a couple of days anyway. So something has gone on. Either they accidentally put it up ahead of when they were supposed to, in which case I find it strange that they've actually sent it to me. I would have thought they would have just cancelled the order, but they haven't. They have sent it out to me. So at the moment this concealer doesn't seem to be available, and I can't actually tell you the claims because I can't find the information. What I can tell you is that you get 6 mils in here and it cost me £26, and I got it in the shade 10N or 10 Neutral. I do know that it is a matte concealer because it says on here Transfix Matte Concealer, and I'm pretty confident that it said in the information when I bought it that it was supposed to be a medium buildable coverage concealer. So that is about all I can tell you. So as far as the packaging, it is dirty because I have already used it, but this is the packaging. It comes in, as I said, 6ml, which is the same size as the Armani Power Fabric. The Charlotte Tilbury is 4 mils, a just absolutely outrageous 4 mils. And then you have your big daddies. So your Huda and your Tarte Shape Tape are 10, and then your Too Faced Born This Way is 15 mils. I had to check it because every time I don't believe I'm right, but I am, 15 mil. So although it's smaller by some way than these 3 guys, it is kind of your standard, like they're not trying to scam you like the Charlotte Tilbury or like the YSL Touche Eclat, which I think is something like 2 mils. It's a kind of normal pre-Shape Tape size concealer, but you're not getting a lot for your money. That is an expensive concealer at £26. But as far as when you'll be able to get your mitts on this, I don't know what to tell you, because I've been on Trend Mood and I've been on Natasha's Instagram and I can't find any mention of it anywhere. I really don't know what to tell you. I don't know where it's gone. I don't know what happened. I don't know how come I was able to purchase it and receive it, but it doesn't seem to have been released yet. I just don't know what to tell you about any of it, honestly. But I am very pleased that we get to review this before you guys spend your money on it, and let you know whether it's wise to pick this up when it does eventually arrive. But without further ado, let's get it on my face and see what we think. Okay, so here is the concealer. When you open it, it has like a flat doe foot, very similar to the Armani Power Fabric concealer, like the same exact doe foot. It doesn't actually look as dark on there as it looked in the tube, so I think we might be okay. It has a slight scent to it. Definitely a solid neutral shade. Okay, so the doe foot didn't really seem to pick up much product, so that's quite good. You're not sort of, you know, because you can always add, but it's kind of hard to take away. But I did have to go and dip back in, which I never normally do. Never, like normally I just pull out the doe foot and that's plenty for me, but with this one I had to go back in. It feels like a very thin consistency, very sort of watery, thin consistency. I'm just gonna stop there because I can always build up if I need more. It seems to have like instantly dried down. It's impossible. I can't even blend this bit on my forehead like at all. I don't know if you can see this like line here, but I can't actually blend really at all. I'm kind of having to buff it just to get rid of that line. Same thing on my nose. I'm struggling to get that to blend because it has just sort of immediately dried down. It's immediately creasing like an absolute mother, and it hasn't really covered that much. Excuse me? Ooh, this is not looking good. Right, let me zoom you in so you can see what I'm seeing. So it is creasing really, really badly. It's caking. It's literally added about 50 years onto my under eye area. I don't know if to wipe off and try again. I've literally never had a concealer do this to me. And it's not like it's not playing with my foundation because I don't put foundation up under here. Let me get as close as I can. Can you see this? Like bunching up and kind of caking, and I used a tiny amount. It's really setting into my lines. Obviously I didn't get around to setting it because it just all happened so quickly. Obviously I did plan to set it, but I might just wipe it off and try again. Okay, so as you can see, I've just wiped my whole under eye area and I've put some eye cream and then I've let that soak in for 20 minutes, just so we can give this another fair try. Now that we know how quickly it dries down, I'm gonna go one eye at a time and really try to make this work because I don't want to give up. I want to give it a fair try. It's expensive concealer, so I don't feel like it should be so hard to work with. Like I've never had that happen to me, like that aging and just it wouldn't blend and all of that stuff. I've never had that happen before. So not ideal, but I am going to see if we can make it work by really quickly applying one eye at a time and by setting it straight away. I'm going to be using my Huda powder as per usual. So again, I'm going to go in. I mean, I'm not like, you can see how small of a layer I'm using with it. I'm going in immediately with that sponge and already it's just not really wanting to blend. Like you can see, it's just leaving like the swipe marks. I'm setting it immediately with my Huda powder. Try and stop any huge disaster happening here. I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to apply my Huda on the other side because I want you to see the difference. So this is in the shade Granola. Do you see how that blended out? I don't have to work quickly with this one. You know, it does work really nicely. Like it does dry down, but not like an emergency situation like that one. Same with the same Huda powder. Just use the other side of my sponge, by the way. I think this will help because I just want you to see the difference as far as like how much my under eye area has like aged from that concealer. And obviously that's hard to see when you don't know what it usually looks like. So I will say that they are quite similar in color. So if you do want to buy the Natasha concealer, then shade 10N would be pretty close to the Huda concealer in 18N Granola. So, right, let's have a look. So you can see the Huda does have more coverage. I use it quite lightly because I wanted them to look kind of similar, but the Huda can very easily be brought up to very complete, total, utter coverage. This Natasha Denona, I've tried to use a small amount because of what happened the first time, even though I don't think I went nuts the first time, but I've tried to use a smaller amount. I'd say this is a medium coverage. You can still see darkness poking through, but it's really heavily exaggerating lines, and not just like up under here, but like right down here as well. I found it really hard to blend, like hard to move. I was having to buff it as opposed to just pressing it in. Even when I just quickly did one eye, it was almost like it was coming out of the pot, like drying down. Oh. So yeah, my initial thoughts are really not good. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup, give it an hour or so and come back and see what's happened, what's changed. Hopefully a miracle has happened and it's got a lot better. Okay, so I have gone and finished up the rest of my makeup, as you can see. So today I used my Too Faced Chocolate Gold Soleil Bronzer. I used my Natasha Denona Superglow in the shade 2 and Nars Madly Blush. And on my lips, I've got MAC Strip Down Liner and the Charlotte Tilbury Lipstick Sexy Sienna. On my eyes today, I used the Norvina eyeshadow palette, and I've got the Mcgrath Mascara on. So that's for anyone wanting to know what the rest of my face is doing. So, I don't like it. I think with something like concealer, it's generally very hard for you guys to see on camera as like what I can see. It's harder to see. In person, it's definitely got much less coverage than like the Huda side. I'm sure you can see that. I'd say it's around a medium coverage. As I said, because it's disappeared off the website, it's very hard for me to know what the claims are, but I'm pretty sure I remember it claiming to be like a medium buildable coverage. I think that's correct, but obviously I can't see because all the information has disappeared. It's very aging on my under eye. It does feel very lightweight, so it has got that going for it. But yeah, I think the coverage is not enough for me, and just the struggle that I had applying it, like I just don't want to have to deal with that every day, like having to do one dot at a time, and even then finding it quite hard to blend out. Yeah, I think it's also going to be one that's not going to play nicely with lots of foundations for that reason. I'm just really disappointed because I really had high hopes for this. I guess this is my first kind of base product from Natasha Denona. I haven't tried her primers or foundations before. So yeah, I did have high hopes for this and I'm just really disappointed. I've never had to wipe a concealer off, like, or anything, I don't think, in a review before. So if you're interested in buying this, if this looks up your street for you, or you think it, you know, it'll get on better with you, you've got younger under eyes or something like that, then my advice is definitely to do it in sections and don't let it sit there, you know, at all. Immediately set. On the plus side, now that I, you know, blend it immediately and set it immediately, it hasn't really creased. It just is massively exaggerating my lines, like everywhere I've put it. I only kind of put it right under my under eye and then blended it out, but it's really, really exaggerating my lines, aging me badly. Hello! Oh, you coming to give me a cuddle? Come on. Come see me. Come see me. Say hello. Are you shy? Say hello. Oh, are you shy? No, yeah, you are. I love you. Have fun at gymnastics. Even my camera doesn't like it. I'll also say that this cap, this white cap, has got completely covered in stained in concealer just from using it this one time, and I actually can't get it off, so that is quite annoying. So there you have it. Those are my really sad, unfortunate thoughts on this new Natasha concealer. I just feel so sad and disappointed. I will keep trying it. I'll give it at least a couple more tries in a situation where I can wipe it off and put, you know, a different one on should the worst happen. And as always, I will keep you updated in the comments section if anything changes. But at the moment, it's just a definite pass for me. It was too hard to work with. I'm not that fast. Like, I don't want to be doing my concealer with fear in my heart. You know, I don't want to be doing it in a panic with stress involved. Like, concealer should be, you know, a casual time. It shouldn't be that stressful that you are in some kind of weird, like, death race it shouldn't be like that. And I do think if I loved it on and it was really beautiful on, then I'd probably be like, you know what, I'm willing to put the work in and put the effort in. But because it's very aging on my under eye, I'm not. So there you have it. I hope you found this review helpful, and I'd love to see you in a future video. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.